Yo, what up, man? It's your boy NOE, the Baltimore banger. Shouts out to Chuck and MusicOnPlay.net. ByrdGang all day, Baltimore stand up. Holla at your boy. Name is NOE, aka the Baltimore banger. Know the name, know the difference. From Baltimore, Maryland. I'm a ByrdGang Dipset affiliate. I've been riding with ByrdGang now for about the last, 3 years, something like that. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. That's my home. That's where I was born and raised. I jumped into the rap game when I lived down there. You know what I'm saying? So I live in New York now. Now I've been in the rap game professionally for about 5 years, but I've been rhyming for about 10, something like that. It became a passion. You know what I'm saying? The streets, of course, was the first passion, but once I started writing, I sort of just combined everything that I've been through in life and all of my life experiences. I just sort of just threw into the rhyme, and once it was over a beat, I just fell in love with the marriage, and I've been rhyming ever since. As far as my status in terms of the Baltimore, on the Baltimore rap scene, I would say I'm pretty well known. I mean, I'm pretty major. I don't really like looking at it like any of us have a particular status, but you hear me on the radio a few times. You know what I'm saying? People in Baltimore know I've done some pretty major things, and at the end of the day, that's really all that matters to me. But as far as like, am I like this super well-known artist in Baltimore City? I guess it could be yay and nay. You know what I'm saying? So there are people who know me, there are people who don't. But I think that goes for any artist. So I'm just trying to be major, worldwide. That's what I'm shooting for. So people in Russia know who I am. Then I think we're doing our job. As far as the MOB album, it was a good look. I mean, Jim gave me, a lot of freedom on that album. I had a lot of creative freedom, so it was a good chance for me to really show what I could do in terms of being a lyricist and being a songwriter. It allowed me to really spread my wings. As far as the ByrdGang capo, as far as who that capo is, Jim. Jim is gonna always be the capo. If ByrdGang belongs to him, it don't belong to me. You know what I'm saying? I ride for BG, I represent for ByrdGang, but I ain't trying to be the ByrdGang capo. You know what I'm saying? I'm NOE, NOE. I'm a Baltimore capo, if anything. but that's it. As far as the whole Jay-Z controversy and what I sound like and all of that, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not even a controversy really. It's just a thing. I deal with it pretty good. It is what it is. It was expected before we ever decided to pursue this music thing. We knew what it was gonna be. But we also knew too that once people began to listen to the lyrical content and began to listen to the structure and the way I spit, and begin to take in my persona in terms of my cigars and in terms of just my whole lifestyle, was just so different from probably anybody's that you've ever known, that you can basically tell the difference when you just probe a little further. You know what I mean? So initially, when you hear the music, Jay and I, we have similar tones, but vocal tones. But at the end of the day, it's two different people. A lot of people can tell the difference, but then you got consumers out there that are just tone deaf, and so they can't really tell the difference. But even though there are some similarities, there are some extreme differences as well. But in terms of how I feel about it, I'm honored. I mean, I'm honored to be compared to somebody like Jay. I mean, he's a great MC. and he's probably one of the greatest, you know, in my book. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, to be compared to one of the greatest is, you know, I bow down to that. I definitely humble myself, you know, to a comparison like that. So, but I gotta keep spitting. You know what I'm saying? Kids gotta eat. You know, so we take it head on. We take on all comers. It is what it is. In terms of the cigar, like I've always had a fixation with cigars, like ever since I was younger. You know, of course we used to watch the whole mob movies and, you know, the gangster movies, and we used to love the lifestyle, and, you know, the sharp suits, you know, and the codes of honor. You know, you always had to have a good cigar and a glass of brandy or cognac to go along with that, you know. But I started smoking cigars about maybe 4 years ago, something like that. But my goal was to always smoke the best, you know. And I just, when I moved to New York, I began to frequent different cigar shops until I found what I thought was probably one of the best cigars in the world. And I was just fortunate enough to befriend the guy who rolled the cigar, who owned this brand. And over the years we formed a friendship, you know, and I decided that, you know what would it take for me to make my own blend? Because as I sampled different blends, certain tastes didn't go well with other blends, and I just said, you know what, I want to make my own blend. So I made my own blend, and he rolled it for me, and it's called the Canopoli cigar. So, you know, it was something that was so easy to do. I didn't really know it was going to be that easy to get my own brand started, but I'm glad I did it, you know what I mean, because I'm very passionate about cigars, and, you know, it's just one of the many things that I'm going to jump into, you know, aside from this music thing. So, thank y'all who support the Canopoli. You know, thank you. Appreciate it. As far as the ByrdGang movie, ByrdGang movie is supposed to be dropping sometime in the end of this month, which is February 2009, or the beginning of March. I'm not too certain on the date, but the movie's done. It was a lot of fun. It's called Red Apples Falling, and all the movie does is just basically give you a deeper insight in terms of who all the ByrdGang members really are. You know, so it takes a deeper look at Mel Matrix, Chink Santana, Sandman, myself, Jim. You know, so it's just to basically bring our audience closer to us and letting everyone know exactly who we are and what our perception of this whole bullshit street thing is. You know what I'm saying? So we had a lot of fun making it. So look for it. It's about to drop. I'm planning on releasing my album sometime in July. It's titled No Heat, No High Water. So right now we're just searching for distribution, but for the most part, you know, the album is pretty much done. You can catch me all over Jim Jones' new album, Pray for Rain. That's due out in stores March 24th. I got mixtapes out right now. I got the Normal Questions out by Shadyville. I got the Deal or No Deal out, you know, by Shadyville, in association with ByrdGang. You can download that on my MySpace. So, but for the most part, the main album, look forward this summer. If you want to look me up, you can look me up on my MySpace. That's www.myspace.com/NOE MONEY. So that's myspace.com/no money. And you can just holler at me, send me messages. A lot of producers get at me from that site. You can also inquire about booking info and you know, in terms of shows and interviews and things like that. So my publicist checks it pretty regularly. So you want to get at me, just holler at me. You want features, just send us an email. We get right back at you. All right.